Hi BookTube, it's Gina. It's Tuesday today, and I thought it would be fun to do a tag. I know I've been away for a while. Things here have been a little bit hectic, and my brain has just been struggling to sit and read and to sit and do a video. I do actually, look at this. I've got a little helper in my lap here, which always makes things nice. This is Josie. She's our resident old lady along with me. We got her as a stray from a shelter in 2010, and they thought she was 1 or 2. So she's getting up there again, kind of like me. So I thought today I would do a tag. This one I was tagged by my dear friend Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, and this is the book recommendation tag. And I just pulled out a bunch of books. I don't know, it's probably going to be a little all over the place, but you know, I just wanted to participate in Tag Tuesday. I wanted to hop into the conversation. I wanted to say hi. I've missed you all. And so hopefully this will make some kind of sense, but you know what? If it doesn't, I know that I know you'll forgive me. So I'm just going to jump right in. This is all about book recommendations. Prompt number 1 is a book you tell people is your favorite. So I was gonna try and do this without mentioning Miss Reed or Rosamund Pilcher, because those are, you know, 2 of my favorite authors. So I thought I'd go a little bit of a different way with this one and talk about this book that I've mentioned in the past. This book has been really important to me over the years. It's called Living a Beautiful Life by Alexandra Stoddard. She is a decorator that lives, she lived in New York. Now I think she lives in Connecticut. And here she is. This is from the 80s, and I bought this book back in the 80s. It is all about how to just enjoy the small things in life, how to make everything beautiful, how to not save things for later for best. And I just love it. It's got a chapter on the bath, a chapter on the kitchen. It's just wonderful. It's got little hand-drawn illustrations, and it's just wonderful. I've actually got a couple of editions of this. Here's the other one. I have the paperback of this one. I like this cover better, but this is one of my all-time favorite books. I absolutely love it. It's a little dated at this point. Actually, it's a lot dated, but it's still wonderful and very meaningful to me. Prompt number 2 is a book that is your guilty pleasure. Now, as most of the people that have done this tag have said, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures. I know where this is going. There's no such thing as any guilty reading in my book. But I got a whole stack of these old vintage Harlequin romances, and I've got a big, here, let's see if I can just tilt you up and show you. This whole stack, all of these right here, and this stack are all my vintage Harlequins, and I just love these. They're fun to read. They are beautiful old vintage covers. I found these when I was book shopping with a friend, and I was looking for Rosamund Pilcher. She wrote some of these books under a pseudonym, Jane Fraser, which I've actually got a few of these. I've got this one. This is a Rosamund Pilcher one. This is a Rosamund Pilcher one. So I'm looking for all of these ones that were written by Rosamund Pilcher, which was why I was looking for these. These are not obviously her, but they're still wonderful. They're beautiful, and I love them. Prompt number 3 is a book everyone loved, but you didn't. Okay, so for this one, Actually, I don't think this is a book everyone loved. I know lots of people who did not love this book, but I gotta go with Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I had no idea what I was reading for the vast majority of this book. It went way over my head. I could not keep the thread of it. I was just completely perplexed throughout the entire reading. I read it, it's short, but maybe I need to read it again. I think I sort of got the thread of the plot there at some point, but mostly I was just very confused, which I don't think is completely unusual with this book, but I'm gonna go with that. Prompt number 4 is a book that you read the fastest. And this one I've got, I love this book. I've showed you this before. It made my top 10 list the year it came out. This is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. It's fairly short. It's a fantasy. Oh, I loved this book. And it was very easy to read. Its font's fairly large, but I sat and just read this in one sitting. Did not get really up. It's only, it doesn't actually, there's page numbers. It's like 250 pages, so it's really short, but it was such a fun reading experience just to sit down, start to finish. It was a great way to read this because I think the story really lends itself well to just reading it start to finish in one sitting. Prompt number 5 is a book that deserves more hype. For that, I'm gonna go with The Secrets of Heartwood Hall by our own Katie Lumsden. I loved this book. It's very, it's historical fiction. I'm gonna say it's a little Sarah Waters-ish. And I think it's been very popular, but I think it should be more popular because it's wonderful. It was a really, really good, great read. Prompt number 6. Oh, this is a good one. A book that is becoming a movie or a TV show. And for this one, I'm going to go for, with a heavy heart, I'm going for Dissolution by C.J. Sansom. And it's with a heavy heart because I just saw that he recently passed away from multiple myeloma. And it just breaks my heart as I love his books. So sad. But Hulu is making a series of the first book, which is Dissolution. It's a series of, how many books were there? Maybe 7? I haven't finished it. I'm so glad I still have a couple to read. It's a wonderful historical mystery series set in the Tudor era. And Matthew Shardlake is a hunchback lawyer who gets recruited by Cromwell to solve a mystery in a religious mystery, let's just say that. And it's wonderful. It was a wonderful book. It's a great series, and I'm really excited about the TV show. Can't wait for it to come out. I think it's May 5th or maybe something like that, so it's very soon. Prompt number 7 is a book you have reread the most. That is got to go to maybe Winter Solstice, September by Rosamund Pilcher, maybe the Thrush Green series, which I've reread a few times, The Lord of the Rings, which is a favorite series of mine, or a favorite book of mine, and I just reread. I love it. I love that book. I love everything about it. And that's probably the book I've read the most because I read it the first time when I was maybe 10 or 11, and I've reread it periodically over the years since then, and that was a long time ago. A book that, from a genre you don't typically read. So for this one, I'm going for the Einstein biography by Walter Isaacson. I read this a few years ago, actually more than a few years ago. I remember when I bought this. It was a very fun shopping experience with a very special to me person. And so this book has a lot of sentimental value to me. I also really enjoyed reading it. And I don't tend to read a lot of biography. But in addition to that, I don't know if anybody else just thinks that Einstein is like the cutest, patootiest person. If he was alive right now, I would totally have a superstar crush on him because I just think he's adorable. So let's go for the Walter Isaacson biography. All right. Prompt number 9 is a book that deserves all the hype it gets. Did I grab something for this one? I don't know, but you know what? Actually, I've got this one sitting here. I don't remember what I pulled this out for, but this is Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. This is one of my favorite books. Definitely one of my favorite Anthony Trollope books. This is in the Barchester series, and this book it's funny, it's wonderful. Absolutely love this, and I think it's quite popular for good reason. All right, let's see. A book you usually recommend. I'm gonna skip this one because I don't have a good answer for it. I generally just don't recommend books very often. And let's see, I'm gonna skip a couple just because I don't have a good answer. A book that made you cry. Oh, that's one. Okay, so a book that made you cry. I just finished reading the final Vanderbeekers. It's Vanderbeekers Ever After. It's a middle grade series by Karina Jan Glasser, and it was so good, but it was very sad, and I have a couple of quibbles with it, but it was wonderful. One of the Vanderbeekers, there are 5 Vanderbeeker siblings. One of the Vanderbeekers gets sick, and so it's dealing with some tough issues, and it was the last book in the series, and I've loved this series. It's so much fun. It's wonderful. I've loved the Vanderbeekers. It's set in Harlem. They're an adorable family. The kids are rambunctious and independent and sweet, just funny. I love it. It's a wonderful series. And prompt number 15 is a book you wish you could reread. A book you wish you could read for the first time. Let's see. You know what? I grabbed this one. This is Madship by Robin Hobb. I'm going to reread this series, I think. This is one of the trilogies in the Realm of the Elderling series, which is a series of, I think it's 16 books. And I think look at this cover. This is a ship that is also alive. It's fantastic. It's so creative. When I read this book, Robin Hobb's brain just boggles my mind how she could pull this off, how she could think of it, how she could write it. It's incredible. It's just wonderful. So, I've only read it once, which is actually kind of good. So it might be fun to do a reread of this one. All right, so that's it. I did skip a couple of questions just because I didn't have a good answer, and this is already getting a little bit long. But I hope you are having a great day. I'll do a check-in and let you know what's going on. Things are going fine here. We're settling in with my father-in-law, who's now moved into his long-term care home. And things are going well, and I will keep you posted on that. But yeah, I'll talk to you later.